Now I'm going to discuss Barbara Tversky's Multiple Models, that short essay I had you read for this week. So she says that models are thinking tools, and this is a model of an atom. I remember when I first saw a picture of this model, I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, and I remember thinking, wow, it looks like the universe. I wonder if our universe is just inside a single atom in a whole nother world, in a whole nother universe. And of course it looks like the universe. It really deliberately looks like the universe. Ernest Rutherford, who is considered the father of nuclear physics, he developed the atomic model. It's also known as, AKA, the planetary model, because he did model it on the solar system. And that's how he was able to explain why electrons don't collapse into the nucleus. I think that's right. So what she says is, she says that representations select from reality. They don't give you all of reality. They don't give you, every little minute thing, but they also add to it in order to represent it better. She says, and this is a quote, "A model generally does more than represent. It is meant to go further, to encourage thought, to allow inferences, discovery, and creative leaps. It's a thinking tool." And she says that, mental models are not equivalent to the firing of neurons or even the specific firings of specific neurons. You're not going to look in somebody's brain and find a neuron that's, a model of a rocket, either the words or the thing. We've been talking about models. We've been talking about metaphor, and metaphors are models for what you're thinking about. They make use of words or pictures, and in your thought, they generate a similarity between two things that are not alike, so that you can use the one as a model for the other. Narratives create models of reality. They, remember I said you don't say every little thing, like when you wake up, I opened my left eye, and then I opened my right eye, and then I moved my finger, and you pull things out of reality when you tell a story, things that are significant or meaningful. And narratives, because they take place through time and because they construct a chronology of events, they really kind of try to show cause and effect. Now, maps try to sort of model space. They're not natural. Not every culture has maps, certainly not the kinds of maps that we have. They make use of words, images, lines, and dots, and all cultures do that, make use of words, images, lines, and dots, but they don't all have maps of the kind that we have. Graphics also try to model space. If you make a drawing, you're trying to draw how something is. And gesture, it really is a kind of modeling in 3D space of meaning. Now here you can see, I'm going to prove to you that a metaphor is a model and not an image. This is a picture called The Sonnet Lady. It was made in the 1600s, a drawing. And the artist drew everything that all the sonneteers said about beautiful women in their sonnets. Cupid is on your brow. Your eyebrows are Cupid's bows. If they really were like archery bows, they'd be pretty ugly. Your hair is nets that catch or hooks that catch hearts. Your breasts are globes. It's really ugly, the things that they're saying. Your eyes are suns lighting my path. Your cheeks are roses. Your lips are coral and your teeth pearls. And, if your lips really were coral, like here's a coral mouth, it's ugly. And if your teeth really were pearls, they'd be round. They wouldn't be much good for chewing. It isn't a picture, it's a model. You only select certain things from these items to use in your model. So, lips are like coral in the sense that they're ruby red, but not that they're bony and misshapen like this. And teeth are like pearls in that they're white and shiny, not round. So you select some items from the model and reject others. Models it in certain ways, but not in others. And you can really see how ugly she is if I zoom in here with those coral lips and pearl teeth. And similarly, a map is not a picture of the territory. It is a representation of it. When you're walking outside, you don't suddenly come to a red line as you leave College Station and go into Bryan. You may see a sign that says, "Welcome to Bryan," but you're not going to see a line. And, when you're driving across Texas, you don't see a big T lying off to the left around Midland, Odessa, and an S, at Waco. These things that are on the map are not there in the world. And if your map were as big as the world, first of all, it would be pretty useless. But second of all, it still wouldn't be the world. So Tversky also talks a lot about gesture, and some of the research is just fascinating, that people gesturing when they speak, even when they're alone, remember things better. It's fascinating. And I found this entrepreneurial site where you can actually learn gestures for when you're making a presentation. This one is for being open, and this one is for certainty expressed, this is the way it is. I remember noticing on Saturday Night Live the imitations of Elizabeth Warren, this fist, and that politicians are always like kind of waving that fist when they talk. You can see them all here, sometimes raising it. Here's a parody, of course, Veep, and Selena is making a fist and making a point. So it's the emphasis fist, apparently. And I think as a politician, you learn to do that. Gestures communicate, but in ways that are not really representative, and that, of course, are probably culturally determined. They also really help thinking. So models are necessary for thinking, she says. This is the last paragraph of Tversky's article. They recraft information into something that you can use, a tool you can use for thinking about that information. They take elements and relations among them in the world and map them onto elements and relations in the model. And she says we need models. We need them because we need to put thought into the world, and that promotes thought in us and in other people.